On my 18th birthday, my dad's old war buddy shoved a bunch of photos in front of me and told me to pick a fiancé from his daughters. Without thinking twice, I pointed at the oldest one, Yvonne Shaw. Everyone's jaw dropped. They all knew I'd been head over heels for the second daughter, Natalie Shaw, for years. In my past life, I chased Natalie for 10 years before she finally agreed to marry me. That marriage made her the heir to the Shaw family fortune, but 3 years in, she got pregnant with my brother's baby. Our parents lost it. They forced her to get an abortion and shipped my brother off overseas. After that, Natalie hated my guts. Every night, she'd bring home guys who looked like my brother and sleep with them right under my nose. It broke me. I got sick and died a slow, miserable death. When I woke up again, I was back to that night, the night I had to choose. This time, I stepped aside. Let them have each other. What I didn't see coming, Natalie had been reborn too. The Shaw sisters were waiting outside the room. Without a word, they pushed Natalie toward me. Well, Cole, you've been chasing Natalie since we were kids. Guess you finally got what you wanted, huh? Seriously, you're the oldest son of the Franklin family. Do you have to be this desperate? Natalie crossed her arms and smirked at me. So, you've got your eyes on me. I know our parents set this up, but don't get too excited. If your family's offer doesn't meet my standards, I'm not marrying you. Cold, dismissive. Same old Natalie. My love had never meant a thing to her. I looked her dead in the eye. Natalie, you're not the only daughter in this family. That wiped the smug look right off her face. Her sisters exchanged confused glances. See, our families went way back all the way to when this country was founded. They'd made a deal. The next generation would marry to unite both families. Since it didn't happen with our parents, it fell on us. The Shaws even announced that whoever married me would inherit everything. After a pause, Natalie let out a short laugh. Cole, you really think that weak threat's gonna work on me? Her sisters recovered and laughed along with her. Natalie, the family business is gonna be huge with you running things. Just don't forget about us little people, okay? Natalie soaked it all in, grinning like she'd already won. Then she glanced at me like I was nothing. You spent 10 years chasing me. Who else would even want you at this point? Let me be real with you. She waved for her sisters to leave. I'll marry you just so history doesn't repeat itself. But my heart belongs to Matthew. Stay out of our way, and I'll let you have the title of husband. In name only. I stared at her, stunned. In my past life, she'd hidden this so well. She'd never said it out loud like this. Had she been reborn too? Before I could ask, someone walked up to us. Hey Cole, what are you and Natalie doing out here? Matthew Franklin, my brother. He was talking to me, but his eyes were glued to Natalie. Natalie's eyes instantly filled with tears. She spun around and threw herself into his arms. Her voice turned soft and sweet, a tone I'd never heard before. Matthew, what are you doing here? Matthew looked surprised for a second, then held her tighter. He shot me a look and pretended to be embarrassed. Natalie, you're Cole's fiancé. This isn't right. Natalie scoffed. There's nothing wrong with this. If he has a problem with you, he can forget about marrying me. She grabbed Matthew's hand and walked off without looking back. I rubbed Yvonne's photo between my fingers and smirked. Natalie, I was never planning to marry you anyway. The party was winding down. Most guests had left when Natalie and Matthew finally showed up again. Natalie had changed into a high-neck dress. Matthew had faint marks on his neck that told the whole story. The tension between them was so obvious, you could practically smell it. The old me would have lost it, stormed over, made a scene, but I'd seen this play out 100 times in my past life. I was numb to it now. I knocked back my drink and turned to leave. When Natalie saw I didn't care, she frowned. For the first time ever, she called out to me. Cole, what's your problem? I'm your fiancé. Matthew's your brother. You're just gonna leave without saying hi? Where are your manners? Apologize to us right now, or you're not getting your birthday present. She was holding a small ring box. Matthew took it from her and waved it in my face, smirking. Cole, Natalie had this made just for you. She put a lot of thought into it. I looked at the box. That's when I noticed the custom ring on Matthew's finger. Same logo as the box. I laughed bitterly. A lot of thought? Looks like that ring on your finger got more thought than whatever's in there. Matthew could barely hide his grin. He put on an innocent face. What? No way. This was just a freebie that came with your gift. He flipped open the box and tossed it at me. I didn't catch it. The box hit the floor. A cheap silver necklace tumbled out, not a ring. I knew exactly what this was. Natalie's frown deepened. Cole, why are you just standing there? Pick up the gift I got you. I let out a dry laugh. A freebie necklace that comes with a ring. You call that a gift? Matthew rushed to pick it up like it was something precious. He shot me a disapproving look. Natalie picked this out for you. It's from the heart. From the heart? How many of her heartfelt gifts had I gotten in my past life? Every birthday, it was the same garbage. Leaves she picked off a tree. A doll she didn't want anymore. Crumpled paper she'd been tossing around. Whatever was within arm's reach, that's what I got. Back then, I treasured every piece of junk. Saved all of it. In my past life, I even showed her after we got married. Thought it would make her happy. All I got was cruel laughter. Cole, are you a trash can or something? You kept all the stuff I threw away? That's seriously creepy. Those words shattered me. But Natalie didn't think she was being mean. She even told everyone about it. After that, everyone in our circle looked at me like I was a joke. Just remembering the humiliation made my blood boil. I tossed the necklace on the table and turned to leave. But Natalie stepped in front of me, arms spread wide, eyes blazing. Cole, how dare you throw away my gift? Pick it up and clean it right now, or we're done. And even if you come crawling back on your knees, I might not change my mind. I looked at her coldly. Natalie, I was never going to marry you. The room went dead silent. Everyone's eyes bounced between me and Natalie. She froze for a second, then let out a mocking laugh. Come on, Cole. Everyone knows you've been my pathetic little puppy for 10 years. No way you'd marry someone else. My sisters have seen you grovel after me. They'd never want you. Oh wait, my oldest sister hasn't seen much of your embarrassing behavior since she's always sick. But she's not gonna live long anyway. You really think your family would let you marry her? I was about to fire back that Yvonne was exactly who I was marrying. Then I remembered what Frank Shaw, their father, had told me. I don't know why you changed your mind and chose Yvonne, but she's about to have surgery. Let's keep this between us for now. We don't want anything messing up her recovery. I glanced at Yvonne, sitting in her wheelchair across the room. She looked pale and fragile like a strong wind could knock her over. Frank was right. She couldn't handle any drama right now. I hadn't known Yvonne well before, but I remembered how things ended for her in my past life. Shortly after I married Natalie, Yvonne died alone in a hospice. If I was going to marry her this time, I had to make sure she lived a long, healthy life. Yvonne looked at me. Her eyes flickered with disappointment. I gave her a reassuring smile. You'll find out soon enough. Then I walked away. As the party wrapped up, Matthew followed close behind me. He held up his hand. The silver ring caught the light. Cole, you talk big, but you've got no bite. Natalie told me that even though she'll marry you, I'm the one she sees as her real husband. I'm the only one she'd ever buy a ring for. To everyone else, Matthew was the golden boy, charming, polite, easy to like. I was the only one who knew how twisted he really was. In my past life, he'd shown up waving Natalie's ultrasound in my face, bragging that my wife was pregnant with his kid. When I confronted Natalie about it, she just shrugged. I snapped. Told both families everything. My parents were furious. They shipped Matthew overseas and arranged a marriage for him. He ended up living happily ever after with some heiress. Me? I I spent the rest of my life being punished by Natalie for driving away the man she loved. Then I died miserably. So this time, I was letting them have each other. I wanted to see if they really loved each other as much as they claimed. I slapped Matthew hard on the shoulder. Let's keep it simple, Matthew. You want her? Go for it. When you two get married, I'll send you a big fat wedding gift. Best wishes for a long, happy life together. He blinked, then scoffed. Come on, Cole. You say that now, but I know you'll still end up marrying her. You'll never stop chasing Natalie, but you might as well give up. She only loves me. I just nodded and headed home. Since I was marrying Yvonne, I needed to get her some proper gifts before the engagement. I spent the next 3 days focused on that. During those 3 days, Matthew didn't come home once. He posted on social media every 2 hours. His latest post was a photo of Natalie in an apron, cooking steak. Just as I was about to put my phone down, a text from Matthew popped up. Cole, you've never tasted Natalie's cooking, right? She's been keeping me well fed for 3 days. And I don't just mean food. The memory of catching them in bed together in my past life hit me like a truck. My stomach turned. Fighting the urge to puke, I typed back, get lost. Then I blocked him. Seconds later, Natalie called. Cole, are you insane? Matthew's your brother. I know he said something stupid, but did you really have to block him? Do you have any idea how upset he is? Get over to my place and apologize to him right now. Her shrill voice practically blew out my eardrum. I smirked. Fine, I'm on my way. But I wasn't going to apologize. I was going to announce my engagement to Yvonne. My parents got to the Shaw house before me. I took my time, organizing the gifts I'd prepared for Yvonne, then headed over. Natalie and Matthew were standing at the entrance. When Natalie saw me, her face twisted with disgust. Cole Franklin, I thought you were getting better at playing it cool. Matthew sends one little text, and you not only block him, but drag your parents here to pressure me into marrying you? Before I could react, she kicked me hard in the knee. I wasn't ready for it. I dropped to the ground, both knees slamming into the floor. Kneel and apologize to Matthew, or I swear I'll humiliate you in front of everyone. Matthew leaned down and looked at me with fake guilt. Cole, don't blame Natalie. She's just standing up for me. I gritted my teeth and glared at him. He immediately put on his sad puppy dog face. That made Natalie even angrier. She stepped forward and slapped me hard across the face. Her handprint burned on my cheek. My eyes blazed with fury. I jumped to my feet and shouted, Natalie, Matthew, what the hell is wrong with you two? I told you I'm not marrying you. Natalie looked at me with pure contempt and snorted. Save the act, Cole. Our parents are announcing our engagement today, so do yourself a favor and apologize while you still can. Otherwise, don't bother coming around here ever again. I was shaking with rage. I was done with their crap and was about to walk away when our parents appeared around the corner. Frank looked at Natalie with a frown. Nat, why are you making a scene at the door again? Yvonne stepped out from behind them. She wasn't in her wheelchair today. Her color looked way better than a few days ago. When she saw how messed up I looked, her eyes filled with concern. Are you okay? Something in me softened. I'm fine. What are you doing out here? She smiled. You weren't coming in. I thought I'd check on you. Natalie scoffed. Why do you even care? Yvonne, since when are you so worried about your future brother-in-law? Everyone looked confused by that comment, but Natalie didn't notice. She quickly stepped between me and Yvonne. She flashed Yvonne a fake smile. Then she muttered a low warning to me. I'll let this slide for now, but if I find out you're giving Matthew a hard time after we're engaged, you'll regret it. Suddenly, Natalie was acting possessive of me. That was new. I knew she was just protecting her shot at becoming the heir. Frank let out a sigh and made an announcement. Whoever gets engaged to Cole will be the heir to our family. Today, we're making it official. Natalie smoothed her dress, lifted her chin with a confident smile, and reached for my arm. But the next second, her face froze. Frank took my hand and Yvonne's hand and placed them together. Yvonne's face lit up with joy. She was radiant, nothing like the frail girl I'd seen before. Cole, are you ready to spend the rest of your life with me?